Hello everyone, Arctic here, providing the first official review of the Xbox 360 Kinect. This is basically Microsoft's answer to the motion gaming market, pretty much dominated by the Nintendo Wii, and Sony PlayStation Move just entered in there. This beginning screen, I already have my Kinect set up. It's actually above my television. This is checking for background noise and speaker volume, basically to properly set up your Kinect. And this is just, again, microphone calibration and speaker volume. Once you get everything all set up, you want to make sure you have the proper spacing for this. So you want to clear everything out of the way, make sure nothing's really in there, because you will be doing a lot of moving when you use the Kinect. And those basic tests, again, they just for setting up, again, background noise, voice volume, chat volume. With the Kinect, it has motion tracking. You have a skeletal body tracking. It has voice command recognition, facial recognition. So there's a lot of technology in this thing. So just make sure that you go through all the proper prompts. And you can see on this one, I'm actually trying to wave to make sure that I am in the correct position. And the reason that my legs are all wobbly there is because my height is an issue with my Kinect. So, well, the spacing that I currently have with my setup. So I had to adjust the height of the unit several times, and this is actually the Kinect tuner interface. That's basically another area for you to set up your Xbox 360 Kinect. And you see I'm clearing some stuff out of the way there. But that is the skeletal tracking. You see those lines on my body, and I'm doing some dancing there. But you want to make sure, again, that you have ample space. In this, I'm actually adjusting the angle. So the height is very important. I am 6'1". There's obviously a lot of people taller than me. So if you plan on getting this and you're pretty tall, so make sure you have a lot of space and that you set that thing up really high. If you set it down too low, trust me, you'll have some issues. And again, I showed that part for the tracking that it did not recognize my face because you want to have the correct lighting. If you have direct sunlight on the back, you'll have issues with it seeing your face. My room is pretty well lit. It's a very big living room. Just make sure that you have a lot of space when you're using that and it's not too much sunlight because it will not recognize you. Now at the very beginning, the Kinect ID, which I'll talk about later, is trying to identify my face, but I have to sign in because I did not set up the Kinect ID yet. So you see the hand interface. I'm using the gestures, motion tracking gestures, to kind of interact with it. You can also do voice commands. And this is the Kinect hub. You see those large squares there. When you go over them, you see the loading bar there. If I let it go all the way, it will actually load. And going back to the arrow takes me back to the main screen. You're going to get to see some voice commands here.
Connect. Xbox.
Xbox.
If you see it, just say it.
Dashboard. Xbox. Kinect. Here I'm trying to say next. Fail pretty badly. You have to say Xbox to bring up the actual guide. Xbox. Next. Previous. Cancel. Now that I'm all done with that, again, it's trying to identify my face. I decided to check out the Kinect ID tuner so it could actually recognize me and automatically sign me into my account with it hooked up. I thought that was a pretty cool feature. You'll see here, once you get on those little arrows there, you kind of have to slide your hand across. It's more like a drag. You can get into the Kinect ID tuner or setup. Sign in using face recognition there. You see that at the top. Again, put your hand on the next. And there's basically some information there. So I want to continue as myself, and when you select whatever your username or profile is, it will bring up your avatar and ask you to do a bunch of poses. Once you complete those poses, it will move on to the next pose, and basically that's how it identifies your face. It takes those different angles and makes sure that you can or make sure that it can see your face properly. Again, there's a lot of setup involved in getting this actually working and up and running, but once you get it all done, works pretty well. I don't have any games on this review. I will get those out in the next review. They actually took the demos that I had off, and I will have the Kinect Adventures demo shortly, or full game actually. So there you're just having various poses that it has you do for the Kinect ID. I had quite a bit of trouble with this. Again, I think it was a combination of the lighting that I had and my height and placement. But it said I was all complete and that I was done. But once it tried to identify me, it could not see me. And sometimes during this testing, it will automatically adjust the Kinect separate from what you had it for your tuner. But the real bread and butter that I wanted to see with this was the Video Kinect. If you guys aren't familiar with that, it's basically the new camera portion of this. You kind of can access all your messages, and you can voice chat or video chat people from this screen. And you can see I'm doing some poses there. You kind of get to see how I'm interacting with this when I'm placing my hand over it. It's very, very responsive and intuitive, in my opinion, although I kind of feel like when I first started using it, I wanted to grab things instead of letting that load bar go over it, but it does not recognize individual fingers. So once you kind of realize that, it becomes rather easy. Accessing messages is and the whole friend screen is relatively simple. I'm actually in the friends menu right there. And you can access the Kinect Hub, which is back at the main screen, or the Kinect Tuner, which I showed you previously, all from this screen, and the Get Kinect Guide. It's basically just the equivalent of the Xbox Live Dash guide that you have when you pull up your messages that you have now if you don't have a Kinect. But when you access your messages, you're going to get that same drag prompt with the arrows. You just click on the arrow and it will take you to the next message. But overall, I felt like the Kinect was a very good unit. Xbox 360 Kinect is catered towards the casual, family-oriented crowd. It will attract some buyers, and the technology packed into the Kinect is first class. I think if Microsoft ups the ante and makes an immersive avatar-themed MMO, which basically seems possible based on my play experience, it will take off. But right now, I think it was just going to be a glorified iMotion camera, and we've already been there and seen that. So this has been Arctic with the review of the Xbox 360 Kinect. If you like my video, please be sure to like it. If you want to check out more gear, gadget, and gaming reviews, please subscribe. And until the next time, guys, deuces.